Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome to our next episode of Fallout the board game, where we're continuing our adventures of George, the Brotherhood Outcast, and Daniel, the Vault Dweller, as they try and support the Institute in their battle against the Railroad and the Synths. And what we're doing is we're adventuring across this wasteland, trying to solve our problems and basically become the one that has the most points at the end of the game, which is typical of games. But hey, what we're going to do is I have a couple things I need to correct and go over. So we're going to do that very quickly, and then we're going to get on to the meat of the game. So first couple are very, very simple. All right, so I don't know why, I guess the picture misled me. I thought this was a raider, but it's not, it's a mutant. Now, so he actually I looked back through the cards, and he only actually moved once. The mutant's actually moved once. So he's going to be right here in the same space as the railroad guys. Now, in addition, the railroad guys should be here because they should have moved as well after they appeared. Actually, they would have moved twice, so they'd be there. And when these two things collide, it's going to slow those down, the cursor a little bit down, which is good. The other thing I noticed is I actually missed placing a robot on. Now I have this robot here, but there are actually two. There should be two robots on the play field. Here's the other one. It's a Mr. Gutsy again, and he should be up here. But we also had a robot movement, so he'd be right there, and that kind of takes care of the movement. Things. One of the things I got to tell you got to remember, it's actually harder to do than you think, to place things out after you kill them, because you kill them, you get excited, you want to do your experience, and you move on. Okay, now the next thing I have to correct is really simple. It just means when we pass the torch, in other words, when the agenda deck moved from George to Daniel, the little rules that you need to do is advance these one more. So we're getting to the point where these guys are close to winning. And these guys also have some points. Also, on agenda cards, even though you declared allegiance, you still get the points in them. And I think thematically I don't really like that, because like for us, we have the agenda card for both the railroad. I guess you can play one against the other. But we have the railroad card, which is freedom, which does the same thing as this one. So we're going to get the points for the railroad as well at the end of the game. Or we can declare a victory sooner if we need to. But basically, what my point to that is I guess we could play double agents and play partly with the railroad, partly with the Institute. But I don't know. Thematically, it doesn't seem that great. Anyway, those are the corrections. So let's move on now and start with any other little things. I'm not going to worry about. They're niddly. And I'm playing against myself, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. You know, you're just watching me play through the game so you can get a feel for it and see if you like it. And if the storyline and that's something you like. I like this game a lot, actually. So anyway, guys. Thanks, and let's get started with our turn of Daniel. So Daniel had a bit of a mission. He was trying to get to manage some of these quests. One of the ones he wanted to manage was the duped quest, which he has, which he needs to get to a raider camp, and he's right next to one, but of course there's an enemy in it. So this is a not aggressive enemy, so I'm going to have to move in there and take an action, which is going to suck up both our actions. But unfortunately, it's the only raider camp around. Now, the other problem is that our other character is really close to Ashbury Road, so he may succeed before we do. The other thing we could do is move. But on the duped thing at Ashbury Road, we actually have to take, on both of them, we're going to have to take a quest action. And I think by the time we get there, our Vault Dweller will not have a quest action available. But it's still his best bet, because there's a chance that George may not succeed. So, anyway, we're going to take our turn. Daniel is right here. He's going to move into this space right here and attack this level 2 bounty hunter. Now, good news for us is that he's not going to have a reroll, well, except for the fact he's still got well rested. So we at least get one reroll, but he's got his 2 armor points. That's been really useful for him. Now this guy does attack at ranged. It doesn't matter because we've closed with him and we're attacking, and he does drop loot, which is really good. Now we got to get him in the arms and the legs. We got one reroll that we can do that with if we fail, but we didn't. He has no armor. We needed 2 hits because he's 2nd level. This was actually really good for us. So there's the arms hit. There's the legs hit, and we only got hit once, which is blocked by our armor, so we took no damage. We killed this bounty hunter. Fortunately, it's going to be our whole turn, but we did kill him. That is good, and we're going to get a loot card as a result, plus 2 experience. We'll deal with that in a moment. Let's get the loot card out, cut the deck. And we got some junk, which isn't terrible because now, unfortunately, we can't carry any more loot unless we get. I don't know if Codsworth counts as loot. I guess he does in our inventory. We are also now we're going to do a couple things. We got a couple things to do. First off, I'm going to get out another raider and place it before we have to deal with. Now, you know, I could have moved in there and not attacked that bounty hunter, actually, but I didn't. So anyway, we're going to have another raider, and it's going to appear right in the space with us right here. So because we killed one, so that's the way that's going to work. All right, let's continue on. Oops, sorry. So it should be face down. Just want to. It's inactive when it comes out on the board. So let's move on to getting our experience points. Now this isn't going to level him up, but we are going to move to here. It's 1, 2. Remember, it gets harder to level up as we go, as we advance, as we get more of our special in place. All right. Well, that is going to end Daniel's turn. We moved into the bandit camp. We killed the bounty hunter, got some junk, and now it's going to be George's turn. So let's go to him. George thinks even though it was Daniel that got duped, he does want to catch this synth girl. So he's going to move to Ashbury Road. Now this Stingwing is there, and you can't actually do a quest with a creature in place, as I understand it. So I'm going to look up the quest action just to be sure. But yes, when performing quest. Survivor cannot perform a quest action while is in the same space as a face-up enemy. So he's going to move into there, and he's going to kill the Stingwing. Stingwing's pretty easy to kill, so let's go do that. Actually, take it back. He's going to do it from here because he wants to use his sniper rifle, and that's more valuable to him. So he's going to attack it with the sniper rifle from that space. Okay, and here's the sniper rifle. Here's the Stingwing. We got our dice ready. We need to hit him in the head and the torso, and also remember that if during a fight, results always inflict 1 head hit. So we pretty much got this guy. He's level 2, so we only need the body hit to succeed. And we got it. But we did take 2 hits, which are going to bounce off his armor. So we are good there. We killed the Stingwing for 2 experience points. So it's going to go 1 and 2. We're going to drop him, and then we're going to get another insect out and place it here. That's the closest. Well, let me see. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, they're the same. So we'll place it right there. On this space here, we have a new enemy come out in the form of an insect. Okay, that was his first action. For his second action, he is going to move into Ashbury Road. And then next turn he'll be able to do a couple things, but that is going to end his action. So that's going to end the round, actually. So we're going to move on to drawing our agenda card for the turn. Now, the agenda card, what are we going to do? We're going to see some enemies come out. Let's see what they are. It's going to be the Institute, which is, they're not really going to move to, well, they're going to move toward George because they don't look at us anymore as enemies, and the mutant is going to move. So let's go to the board, and we're going to move this guy. Let's see, closest space, I guess would be, it really doesn't matter. This one actually gets him closer, so he's going to move there. That's the mutant. And then the Institute guy is going to move to this road because he hasn't declared his, well, he has actually. They both declared their allegiance. So the Institute guy is he's going to hang out. He's not going to move. Okay, the other thing we have to do at the end of that round is move these guys. So these are going to move into the space. I can do it either way, I guess. So I'm going to say it stops here. That is actually going to stop that thing from moving. As it says, Corsair is not at the railroad. It says at the end of each round, remove from the Corsair space if there are no stars in the Corsair space. Move it 1 space towards the railroad. Place a quest marker. Moves 1 toward the Corsair. So that happens first, and then it gets removed. It doesn't actually move him then. So basically, how that would work is this guy would move to here, and then he'd be removed if I do it in order of play based on the card. So I'm going to do that way because that seems like the right and fair thing to do. But that stopped the Corsair from moving for a turn, which is good. All right, that's the end of that round. That wasn't too bad for us, so we're going to go back to Daniel and take his turn. Okay, so Daniel is in the Raider camp, okay? And it says draw and fight, so we're going to do that. we're basically going to do this action, track her down to the wasteland and take her out. So we're going to draw and fight a raider character. I got one right here. It's a looter. Oh, good, he's got loot. And if we don't kill him, he's going to hide. But that's okay, because I think we're going to get him. Let's go to our board. I mean, all we have to do is hit him in the legs. I think we got this. Yeah, oh yeah, we got him. We hit him in the legs, but we took a boatload of damage. I'm a little concerned about this. So we're going to stop 2. So we stopped these 2. It's not awful. But we took 2 more. He's only level 1, so we took 2 hits. We're back down to 7 health. We got to rest, I think. But we did kill this guy. He's worth 1 experience point, which means we're going to take this and pop this up to here. And he's going to give us a loot, plus we're going to complete the quest. So we got most of the bad guy raiders out on the board, but let's first off draw our loot card. Hopefully it's something we can use. That would be awesome. And see what we get. Covert training. When you camp, if you do not have P, which we do, you may discard this card to gain 2 XP. Well, I'm just going to say that Cogsworth is gone. I don't know if that's right or not. I'm going to put him aside for the moment. And maybe we lost him in this transaction, but I'll keep that because it's worth money if we decide to sell it back. So we got that. That's the end of that part. And then the last thing we have to do is complete the quest. So it says Raider Camp, draw and fight. We're going to get an agenda and trash this card. That's kind of what we were hoping for. So a new agenda card for us. We're going to get to look at this one because it goes to our character. Managing it. Okay. If you have 3 or more drug items, we don't. You get a bonus. And if you are also well rested, you get a bonus. So we might want to keep this because that puts us at, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Institute. 5, 6, 7, 8. We're almost there. We are almost there because of that. Now, I don't know how close, or whether you don't know how close our George is to winning, but that's the state that we're in right there. We completed that quest, so George really kind of wasted his time going that way a little bit. He is going to do something wise there. All right, that is going to be the end. No, that was his first action. It was a quest action, so he's got another action, and I believe... let me think about this. He's going to move. And where he's going to move, he's going to go 1 and then 2. No, 1, 2 onto this road. No. Yeah, he might as well. He doesn't have to fight. If the raiders move, they'll attack him, but that's okay. He doesn't mind that at all. And the robots aren't aggressive, so he's going to move there as he's heading somewhere. We'll see where he's going. I think he's going to go and explore those tiles, see if we can find the vault, right? Because we just need a couple more points to win. I'm not sure how we're going to get there yet. All right, that is the end of Daniel's turn. Now we're going to move on to George. Well, George took a chance trying to get to that quest first, and he failed. So for his first action, though, because this is connected, he's going to explore this. And, oh, there's the vault! All right, well, it is difficult terrain, but for his second action, he's going to move there. Now, he can move into that space and draw that vault card, the only vault card we got in the vault deck right now. So that'll be interesting to see what happens when we do that. Anyway, that was his entire turn. Okay, let's draw our next agenda card. We've got 2 more turns for Daniel and see what he gets. Oh, no, we're just looking at this, remember. So, well, there aren't any more. Well, there is actually. I take it back. I always got to put one out at the end of the turn. Back on the railroad, there is another one of these. And then, so that's going to move, and then also the big Death Claw is going to move. So let's take a look at that. Well, the Death Claw, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, is 4 away from either of these characters. Actually, he'll move here. That still keeps him the same distance away because of the way these are mapped out. So he'll move here, and then the other one is these guys are going to move up 1 toward that spot right there. That's it. Now, this didn't have anything in its space, so it's going to move 1 there as well, and that's going to be the end of that. So that's all that happened. We avoided having to fight those raiders. That's not a terrible thing. We're looking for some other stuff to see if we can complete our quest. We're going to do 1 more turn because we're doing 3 turns per episode, and then we'll see how this ends up for this one. I think we're closing in on the finale of the game, which is cool. This is a fun game. All right, so we're going back to Daniel. Let's take his turn. All right, here goes Daniel. I think for his first action, he will move one to here, and then he'll take an explore action for this one. Let's see what we get. Oh, just a horrible radiated mess right there. So he's not going to do that. And for the second part of his move action, he's going to move into here so he can do some ruins exploring later on in that space. That's about all he's going to be able to get to do. That's going to end his turn. Man, that was a really ugly spot over there. Wow. All right, now we got our George up next. George found the vault, which is actually one of the things that Daniel was looking for. I didn't know if the vault was under the red or the green tiles. It's under the red tiles, but it could have been over there by him. So what we're going to do with George... The vault is in difficult terrain, so for him to simply move there, he's going to have to spend a cap because it requires 2 movement to get there. And then for his second action, he will have a Vault 84 encounter. There's only one, so let's see what it says. Okay, a figure stands with open arms and flanking guards behind the door. Welcome to Vault 84. I am Overseer Hayes, the leader of this vault. We haven't let outsiders in over 100 years, so I hope you realize how exceptional this is. But after certain recent events, well, let's just say when your stolen Pip-Boy connected, I saw an opportunity. Okay, we have 2 options. Let's block these out and just take a look at what they are. We can thank her and ask her about the vault rules, or we can walk away. I think, well, obviously we're not going to walk away. We're going to thank her and ask her about the vault rules. Okay, so let's take a look at that. All right. So we're going to ask about the vault rules. It says, don't start any trouble, and you should be fine. However, we have an annual... hold on, this text. Sorry, I got to get it where I can see it better. Okay, we have an annual vote to exile dangerous people from the vault. Even with my blessing, you are not immune. Shuffle cards 07 to 09 and randomly add a number of them equal to survivors. Okay, so I got to get 72 through 79, I'm going to guess they're vault cards, and add them to the survivors. Okay, let me do that. Okay, so here they are. We have 2 survivors, so we're going to add a number of these equal to the survivors, right? So it's going to be pretty random. I guess we can stay there and check things out, right? All right. There's 1 and 2. Okay, there's our 2. I'll put the rest off to the side. We might need them again, but these are the ones that are going into the vault. All right, those are our 2 vault cards that we have available to us. And then this last one, it says after we do that, we trash. So that card has been trashed, and George is done. That marks the end of this round. That's a pretty quick round, but it's our 3rd round, so we're going to stop there, and we're going to see what happens next. So again, we got... Raiders are going to move. That's okay. There's a bunch of them on the board. They're going to move all over the place, but we're not too worried about them. Okay, well, he's obviously closer to him, so he's going to move that way. So's he. So he'll move in with the robot. He's a mutant. He's not moving anywhere. And that's it. Those are the 2 Raiders. Okay, now, the other thing we have to do is... we got to move this guy up one more. He will move into the space with the Corsair. Then he will get bumped off and start again there. So he does not move, but he'll move again next turn. He's getting really close. At least I think that's the way it works. It seems like that would make sense that we draw one of those out when we lose an enemy, just like we would normally, right? So, okay, that is the end of that turn. So, I mean, eventually, though, the Corsair is going to get to the space there. Well, so if that's not true, because if he's here and he always appears... Well, yeah, that is true. If they don't move... Yeah. Anyway, I see it will get there eventually. It's got like 2 more turns, I think. Tell me if I'm wrong about that. I think I'm playing that right. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We're getting close to the end of the game. I did find the vault. Unfortunately, it wasn't Daniel that found the vault. It was George, and George is interacting with them. There's some stuff to do there. He's probably going to stay there and do another explore action and talk to these vault dwellers some more to see what happens. Oh, and I forgot that we need to add an insect down here. So we're going to have a razor wing, or stingwing rather, appear down at the vault there. So that is that. All right, guys, end of round, end of turn, end of episode. So thanks again. I appreciate it. Take care. Keep an eye on my channel. I'm going to do an update pretty soon with a drawing for the games that I talked about for giveaways. So that's coming very soon. It will happen before Christmas. So probably the weekend before Christmas, or I want it to be really close to Christmas. So something that people can enjoy and that knows on its way to them. So thanks again. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you in the next episode. Take care.